What's up, guys? I got another Alliance War video for you. This is the third war of Season 11. We'll be going up against the Scrolls this war, and I will be going Path 1. This first node I'll be taking on is a 5-star Morningstar. It has Starburst and Limber on it, and that's mainly why I brought my G-Hulk in this Alliance War, because of this Starburst node. This Morningstar might have Mystic Dispersion, so I gotta keep an eye on that. And we're gonna go in with G-Hulk and try and just keep an eye on the stun duration as well, because there's Limber on this node. So in the beginning of the fight, she drops a heavy out of nowhere, gives me a free in, which is pretty nice. And I got a parry there, and I was just trying to keep an eye on how fast that stun went down, see how much how much Limber this guy is running, and the node itself has Limber on it. So I'm just trying to bait out these L1s as fast as possible, and trying not to push her too far past an L1, just in case she goes to an L2 from Mystic Dispersion. So I do drop my L2 while I was in the Crowd Frenzy, which was really nice, and it stunned her, but I did not retaliate because the duration of that stun was super fast. So she throws another L1, I get a really nice intercept, and one more L1, and try and push her back up to an L1 again. And that's pretty much all this fight is just baiting out Morningstar's L1s as fast as possible. Against Mystic Champions, I like to not end on 5-hit combos. I like to end on lights, because I feel like they want to throw their special more if I do that. Anyway, on to Section 2. That was my only fight in Section 1, was that Morningstar. In Section 2, I do face off against this Sabertooth, which is on the Vigor node and the Indomitable node. Vigor, they regen 50% of their base health over 5 seconds every 15 seconds. And Indomitable is whenever the defender's healing abilities are reversed, they are instead only heal blocked. So I wasn't too confident in Vision's damage output, and me being able to keep up with his heal block against this 565 Sabertooth. So I do just go in with my Void, even though he'll only be heal blocked. I won't be reversing any of the healing, but that's fine, because it's pretty much I'll have heal block on the whole fight, as opposed to with Vision, and I'll only have heal block on him when I drain all of his power. So the fight's going pretty well against Sabertooth. I try not to land on 5-hit combos while I'm pushing him against his L1. I feel like it gives me a little bit more space to get away from his L1 to dex out of it. Fortunately, right there, I blocked it. I wasn't able to fully evade it, but that's okay. Fear the Void does kick on after about 55 seconds of the fight. And one of my first intimidating presence while Fear the Void is on, was a Petrify, so that was pretty good. And I'm just trying to keep on baiting out this Sabertooth's L1s, because they're a lot easier to fully evade than his L2. And he throws a random heavy here, which is a little weird, but I do not push him to an L2, because I'm just trying to strictly evade his L1s. And unfortunately, I do get clipped by the L1 there. I just swiped back at the wrong time, unfortunately, and he did get a couple bleeds on me, but luckily I was able to kill him before I took too much damage from the bleeds. Anyway, this next node is Crossbones. It is Buffet and Recovery. I was a little iffy about bringing my Void in this fight against Crossbones, because he can shrug off my debuffs. So whenever I'm a little iffy on Buffet nodes, I just go in with the Power Control Champion and turn off Dexterity. And unfortunately, I do get clipped by Crossbones special right there. I feel like that was because I don't have the Dexterity Mastery on right now. This is really weird timing. Once again, I do get clipped there again. I feel like that was because I don't have the Dex on, but that's alright, because this Crossbones is only rank 3. He is not hitting that hard at all. He could probably hit me like 30 times and then probably not kill me. But anyway, I do drop the L3 and power drain him, and I'm just trying to bait out another heavy from this guy so I can push him to another L1 of his own, and just rinse and repeat, keep trying to bait out these L1s and not get clipped by them though. And yeah, one more heavy, one more retaliation in, and that Crossbones on the Buffet node goes down, on the Buffet and Recovery node. So I do go and turn Dexterity back on, even though the next node is another Buffet node. But this time I'm gonna be using my Void, so I want to be able to trigger that Buffet node. It is a Human Torch on this node, and Human Torch I'm not 100% comfortable against his L1s. So I do pretty much just block through them the whole time. I'm also trying to not trigger the buffet node at first. I'm just trying to block through all these L1s from him. So the second debuff was the Petrify, so that's pretty nice. I just gotta wait this out until we get Fear the Void on him, and we're just gonna parry and just block the L1s because it's a pretty close war. I didn't want to give up any deaths, so we're just gonna play it safe this fight and continuously block the L1s. I don't know if I've said that enough or not, but yeah, we're just against this Human Torch, and we're trying to bring my Void. Eventually, when I do have Fear the Void up, I will try and trigger the buffet node, try and get a decent amount of his health off. And right now is a weird timing because I have a decent amount of power, and I don't want to waste my L1. I don't want to waste the debuff, so it's just weird right here. I'm trying to play the fight out a little bit slow, trying to let Fear the Void kick on before I drop the L1, which just happened. And Fear the Void's on now, and the second debuff is a Petrify, which is great. I drop another L1, boom, another Petrify. Let's trigger the buffet node, which we do, and that Human Torch goes down. So my next fight is up against a Mr. Sinister. This is the SP1 lock node, and it is also immunity. I do go in with Vision, mainly because he has the, he has the class advantage, and I'm also just extremely comfortable with Vision. So we're just going to try and bait out these heavies from this guy. Unfortunately, I guess I let go of my parry, and he clipped me right there, but that's okay. I do get a decent intercept right here, but that's pretty much it for the intercepting, I think, in this fight. We're just, oh no, I got another one there, which is nice. But now we pretty much just bait out his heavies and continuously parry and try to keep him below an SP2, because his SP2 is a lot harder to evade than his SP1. In Alliance Quest, I used to take Mr. Sinister. I got comfortable with his SP2 eventually, but man, it still scares me. So we're gonna strictly just keep him below that SP2. If I do have to evade a special, that's okay, I will. And yeah, man, we're just gonna hopefully not crit too much. And Vision, I don't think Vision's crit is too high, but I don't really want to crit him too much because he does regen on the crits. So it's a pretty slow fight, not too exciting, to be honest, but we're just going at it. We're trying to get the full attack bonus, and I do get to an L2 thanks to my synthesis, even though this is a SP1 lock node. And then after the L2, I do get a nice stand-up intercept against the wall. I'm very comfortable doing that with my Vision. He's just so much fun. So like I said, very slow playing fight. We're halfway through. It's a minute and 30 left, and this Mr. Sinister's on 30% health, and we're just going to continuously bait out the heavies and continuously drop my L1s and try and just take this guy down. We're almost at 100 hit combo, which is pretty nuts. I'm over here in Alliance, we're doing 100 hit combo with my Vision. But yeah, this Mr. Sinister is going down pretty fast. I'm not running suicides. Good thing, because I've dropped so many specials. But yeah, I just have been leaving suicides off during Alliance War, and then running them while I'm in AQ with my Corvus, which has been a little bit expensive, but it's alright. And we do evade the L1 there. We don't retaliate because I feel like I was just a little bit too far back. I didn't want to get parried on my retaliation in. But eventually that Mr. Sinister does go down. A good thing. So on to my last fight of this Alliance War. This is a This is a Phoenix on the Strike Back and Recovery mini boss. So while I don't have Fear of the Void up, I want to just keep an eye on when I throw my specials. I don't want to push her. Pretty much I don't want to push her past an L2, because I just like evading Phoenix's L1s more than her L2. It's not like her L2 is hard to evade. I just want to keep that rhythm, which is continuously evading the L1, pushing her to an L1, evading the L1. So I do throw my special there. I wanted to trigger the strike back node to push her to an L1 and keep the fight just rolling. And unfortunately, I don't have any petrifies on as of now, but that's okay. And she is being very, very happy throwing these L1s, but unfortunately, I am getting backed against the wall a little bit too much. And she throws this random heavy, which pushes me back even more. And I'm getting a little freaked out here, so we do parry, and luckily we end on a light hit, and she does throw the L1. And Fear the Void's about to hit. I do push myself to an L2. Unfortunately, I shouldn't have done that. The timing was just off. I didn't want to waste a debuff, but then it didn't even matter because I go to my L3 and I hold my L3 for a while. I should have let it off right when I got it, but I do hold on to it for a while. And now after she throws her L1, she's not gaining as much power as she did because I have that Fear of the Void and this Petrify. And my first intimidating presence was the Petrify during Fear of the Void, so that was pretty nice. So we got away from the wall, and we do eventually drop the L3. Unfortunately, I didn't get that sweet 20% that I love getting. And what's his name? I forgot this champion's name. He comes out to play. I forget his name. Whatever that. What is his name? Damn it. Anyway, I think I got a nice intercept. I looked away. Sorry. But this Phoenix is going down, and we're just waiting for when she goes to 0%. I don't want to be attacking into her when that happens, so instead I just throw an L1, try and back her away from me, let her regen phase kick on, and then she just ticks down from my Fear of the Void. So that is it for me in this Alliance War. Fortunately, we did win this war. Congratulations to all the MVPs. I hope you guys liked this Alliance War video. Till the next one. Peace.